Hey everyone, welcome to part 21 of this trophy and achievement guide for the original Final Fantasy VII. This is the finale where we get all the remaining trophies and we beat the game. Let's start off by looking at the equipment. Cloud is currently equipped with the Apocalypse weapon, the Mistile, as well as the Ribbon. Tifa is equipped with Premium Heart, Mistile, and the Hypno Crown so that we can get a few more enemy skills. And Barret is equipped with Missing Score, Zedrich, and Ribbon. As for the Materia setup, Cloud has the Experience Plus Materia that we want to level up quickly thanks to the Apocalypse getting triple experience. We also have Double Cut and we have HP Plus, and on his armor we have Long Range. Tifa is wearing the Manipulate Materia so that we can get those enemy skills. She also has the other Double Cut that we have, W Item, Long Range, and HP Plus. Barret has both of our enemy skill materias, as well as Restore and All. He has Slash All and HP Plus. And that's really all we need for right now. Let's go ahead and move our way over to the Northern Cave. We'll get on our gold chocobo and into the high wind, and we'll start flying north until we get to the Northern Cave, where we're going to go down inside of it one last time. Let's head down the rope ladder and continue our descent down to the bottom of Northern Cave. Now, the last time we came here, we stuck toward the left path the whole time, and this time we're going to take the rightmost paths, and that will give us a different experience. So when we're ready, we're going to head down, and we're going to be down inside the Northern Cave spiral staircase. We've been here before and nothing has really changed, so we're just going to make our way all the way around the spiral until we get to the very bottom. I'm going to cut out all of the fights along the way because there's nothing new to show with those, and we're going to proceed on when we get to the bottom. The last time we were here, we stuck to the left, but now we're going toward the right. There's not a lot on the right side, it's just a bunch of jumping down ledges, and there are a few treasure chests to grab along the way, but they don't really contain a whole lot that we need. So keep making your way all the way down until you get to the first treasure chest here. If you open this one up, it contains a guard source. Now let's keep going along the path. We can make this big jump down to the bottom. We can open up this treasure chest, and inside of it is going to be a mind source. Now let's hop down and go into the bottom part. We're going to jump down and then go over toward the right side where we can find a hole in the ground that we can fall down. We'll go to the right, jump down again, and then go into the nearby cave. We have to loop around and then go out the left side of the screen again. Now we're going to go left to drop down, go right and drop down, go left and drop down, go left again to drop down, and finally go right and exit out the bottom of the screen. This is where we chose our party composition before, telling them which direction to go. We sent only Tifa to the right last time, but this time we are going to go toward the right side of the screen. So let's go all the way over, and this will give us a new experience because there are many new monsters in this area that we haven't seen before. We'll begin by going around the spiral all the way down toward the bottom. And on the way down, we're looking for encounters with 3 different types of monsters that can teach us new enemy skills. The first of which that I encountered was Palinsalta. It's this woman standing in between the 2 parasites. Palinsalta has a very powerful enemy skill called Angel Whisper, and what that does is it can revive a fallen character as well as completely heal their HP. To learn it, you have to manipulate Palinsalta and then have her cast Angel Whisper. I'm going to do that on Barret because he has both of our enemy skill materias. He's able to learn Angel Whisper on both enemy skill materias with just this one cast. So now that we have that learned, let's go ahead and eliminate all of these enemies and we can continue on. Beware of her Fascination attack. It will confuse a party member, but because Barret happens to have a ribbon on, it doesn't affect him at all. Once all those enemies have been dealt with, we're going to continue on looking for our next enemy skill. We'll keep going down the spiral path all the way to the bottom. From here, we're going to go down. And you can see that there's a treasure chest that's already opened. That's what Tifa grabbed earlier. We can also grab the elixir on the path and work our way down toward the bottom where we'll find another treasure chest. We'll open it up and inside of it is going to be a speed source. Now let's continue along to the right, and this is where I got into an encounter with the second enemy that can teach us an enemy skill. This is the dragon zombie, and it knows the enemy skill known as Pandora's box. This is a very unique enemy skill in that the game will only allow it to be cast by the enemy one time throughout the entire playthrough. So even if you encounter more dragon zombies, it will never cast that again, and it only casts it as a final attack against your party once it's defeated. What we're going to do is keep casting laser on it. We're going to cast laser 3 times, and that will knock it down to 1/8 of its normal health. And once it's at very low health, you'll be able to finish it off very easily with just a normal attack. Before you kill it, make sure that all of your characters have a good amount of HP. You don't want to be killed by its final attack, and it might be helpful to have a big guard on as well, just that you will take less damage. Honestly though, at this point in the game, you should have enough health to survive this no problem. You'll probably be at a high enough level that it won't make much of a difference to you. The dragon zombie also knows Shadow Flare, so if you want to hang around for a little while and wait for it to cast that on you, if you're trying to learn that on another enemy skill, you can certainly do that. But now I've cast laser 3 times on the enemy, bringing him down to 1/8 of his normal amount of health. Now we can just finish him off with a normal attack, and you'll see that when Barret does that, the game will just kind of pause for a minute as the enemy begins to cast Pandora's box. It costs 110 MP, and if the dragon zombie does not have that by the time you defeat it, then this enemy skill will be lost forever because it will try to use it, but it's unable to. So make sure that you don't take too long, because then you can permanently lose this enemy skill forever. What Pandora's box does is it does non-elemental magical damage, which also completely ignores the enemy's magic defense. So it can do a fair bit of damage to enemies, but it is pretty costly on the MP side. Well, now that you've learned that, there's only one more enemy skill to learn, and we can learn it in this area. We'll go forward and open up this treasure chest. We'll get a mega elixir, and then run around in this area until you encounter the next enemy that can teach us our final enemy skill. And here it is, it's the Death Dealer, and it knows the enemy skill called Roulette. Now there are 2 of them here. We need to get rid of one of them. I'm just going to have Tifa use 2 times cut to get rid of it, and then we'll only have one of them to deal with. They can be a little bit annoying because they will attack twice in their turn, so just bear with that for a minute. Once one of them is destroyed, we're going to then manipulate the other one of them so that it will be doing whatever we want it to do. So now that it's manipulated, what we're going to do is to have Barret use the enemy skill called Death Force. We're going to cast it on himself, that way he's protected against instant death, and that way when the Roulette enemy skill lands on him, he will not immediately die. We're also going to have him use Death Force on Tifa because she's the one manipulating the Death Dealer, and if she were to die, then we would lose that manipulation, which would also be a bad thing. Finally, we're going to use Death Force on the Death Dealer himself. That way, if Roulette lands on him, then he's going to stay alive as well. We don't want him to die either. Now, what Roulette does is it randomly selects one person to instantly kill. It can be either an ally or an enemy. So he'll cast Roulette. Right now, there's a 25% chance that it's going to land on Barret, which it just so happens to do, which is perfect. If it had landed on Cloud, it would kill him, and then that would change it from a 25% chance to a 33% chance, so that's even better. Just keep using Roulette until you get it to land on the person who has the enemy skill materia. If Cloud dies, we can always use Angel Whisper to bring him back to full health before the end of the fight. Well, now that that's done, we have officially achieved all of our enemy skills. Let's go ahead and check them all out. Let's look at Barret's materia because he's equipped with both of those enemy skills. The first one is only missing Death Sentence, but the second one has all the stars filled out. So we've gotten all the enemy skills, but what's interesting is that when you master an enemy skill, it does not make a new one become born. So at most, you can only get 4 enemy skill materias. I figured mastering one of them was good enough. We're going to continue along the path all the way down to the bottom part, and then we're going to be at the end of the game. But we're not going to actually go through all of this yet because we still have another trophy to get. We'll go along the path and then up toward the upper right section, and now we just have to make our way through this familiar section all the way back to the swamp area because we need to get Cloud all the way up to level 99 for our final trophy. It will take about an hour's worth of time to get all the way from level 80 where Cloud is now up to level 99. Luckily, we have the Experience Plus materia equipped on him. When equipped with only 1 star, it will give him 50% more experience, but when you level it up again, it's going to give him 100% experience, or basically double the normal amount of experience, which is really great for us, and it will make this go significantly faster than if we did not have that materia. Unfortunately, the effects of that materia do not stack, so even if you master it and get a new one, even if you equip 2 Experience Plus materias on him, it will not change the effect. The max that you can get for that boost is just 2 times the normal amount of experience. Now that we're back at the swamp, we want to head to the back room. That's where we have the save crystal waiting for us, and we're going to just be able to run around the loop and get into fights, hopefully with a lot of magic pots, because that makes it go a lot faster. We get way more experience from those double magic pot fights than anything else. So let's keep going around and we'll get into a couple fights like that. I'll just show you the basic strategy that we're going to use. We're going to have Tifa use her W item materia, and we'll cast 1 elixir onto each of these guys, and now we're able to finish them off. We can have Cloud use his double cut, or we can have Barret use slash all. Either one of those is fine, and we'll be able to finish off these enemies no problem. So after they're eliminated, we're going to get a normal amount of 16,000 experience, but that's greatly increased thanks to that Experience Plus materia. We'll go around, and through the magic of editing, I cut out about an hour's worth of grinding, and now we're going to get into our final fight. And you'll see that Cloud's limit gauge is all the way filled up, and that's because I've been saving a special treat just for you. We're going to finish this off in the most epic way when we finally get to level 99 with Cloud. So once again, we're going to have Tifa use her W item to throw elixirs over there, and now we're going to use Omni Slash to finish off this fight and this very long grind. Omni Slash attacks enemies randomly 15 times. Each attack will do 75% of Cloud's normal attack power, and it is an automatic critical hit. So it's very powerful, ending the fight quickly, giving us the Liege of Leveling trophy for getting Cloud to level 99, and Tifa ends up at level 90, and Barret ends up at level 84. So now that that long grind is done, what we're going to do is head on over toward our save crystal, and we're going to get ready to finish the game. And so for the final time, let's have a look at our party setup. We have Cloud, Tifa, and Barret all in the back row, and all with the Fury status effect. As far as the equipment goes, Cloud is going to be equipped with the Ultima weapon, the Mistile, and the Ribbon. Tifa is going to be equipped with Premium Heart, which does more damage based on how full her limit gauge is, so try to keep that as full as possible. Also, she has the Mistile and the Tough Ring. And Barret is equipped with Missing Score, which does more damage based on the amount of AP the materia has that is equipped to Missing Score. He also has the Zedrich and the Ribbon. For Materia, Cloud is equipped with the Death Blow materia, linked with a mastered counter materia, so every time he's attacked, he will counter with Death Blow. We also have a mastered cover, so that will happen much more often, as well as a long range materia. He's got one of the enemy skill materias, as well as HP Plus, Mime, which has been mastered, and Double Cut, which has been leveled up to 4 times cut. Tifa has Double Cut, Mime, W item, long range, HP plus, enemy skill, master magic, allowing her to use all magics in the game with a mastered all materia linked to it. On her armor, she has added effect with Hades, which basically acts like another ribbon, magic plus, and another magic plus. Barret has a lot of materia with a lot of AP already gained, like a mastered mime materia, this elemental with over 70,000 AP, luck plus with 89,000 AP, counterattack, as well as slash all. Unfortunately, you don't counterattack with slash all, but that's okay. He's got a mastered HP plus, as well as Knights of Round with 93,000 AP already, and another elemental with 73,000 AP. We will not be casting Knights of the Round though, we just want it for the AP. Now let's go ahead and save the game one last time before we make our way to the end of the game and win. At this point, our total game time is 34 hours and 39 minutes, so we're going to come in right around at the 35-hour mark to get the Platinum Trophy on this game without using any boosts whatsoever. In this screen, we just want to run all the way toward the left past the glowing spot on the ground, and there's going to be the exit on the far left side inside the little cave entrance. In this screen, we're going to circle around toward the left, going past all of our party members, and when we make it down to the bottom, we're going to have a choice of whether we want to proceed or not. We're going to say, let's get going. Alright everyone, let's mosey. Again? Stop saying it like a wimp. Can't you say, move out or something? Move out. What? Look at the number. They're coming out in full force. Cloud, you go first. Okay, I'm going alone. Shut up. It won't do us no good with everyone back here. Barret's right. You take 2 of us with you and go first. The rest will catch up with you later. Is this like a practice run before the final battle? Yeah, a major practice run. I'm fine with that. It's probably more fun than meeting Sephiroth down there. This might be fun to pass time. They're coming. They're already on the floor next to us. Cloud, hurry up and make up your mind. We're going to keep our same party, Cloud, Tifa, and Barret. All of you. Later. Yep, later. As we progress through this area, we'll be jumping along the floating rocks. Every time we land on a new rock, there's a chance that we'll get into a fight against a tough enemy, such as this dragon zombie. Now, because we already fought a dragon zombie who used Pandora's box, this one will not use Pandora's box when it dies, because again, that only happens one time through the entire playthrough. We want to get through these fights as quickly as possible to save our health, so thanks to our 2x or 4x cut, we're able to finish off these enemies very quickly and move on to the next one. Let's keep hopping our way around these rocks until we get to the bottom. Now let's exit out the bottom, and we're going to have another screen full of floating rocks. When we jump down to them, there's another chance that we'll get into fights like this Iron Man. It has 20,000 HP, but thanks to Cloud's counter with Death Blow, we can take away half of that with just one attack, and then we can finish off the rest of his health very quickly. He likes to use Adrenaline, which will give him haste as well as much more defense. However, we're still able to finish him off no problem thanks to our strong party and moves like 4x cut. Let's keep moving down the path and getting into fights along the way. Our goal is to get all the way to the bottom part where we'll have another boss fight. Here's another Iron Man, but he once again will go down very quickly. I unfortunately missed this counter death blow, but Tifa's still able to dish out a lot of damage. He'll use his adrenaline and then we'll just finish him off just like the last one. Alright, with those guys down, let's keep working our way down to the bottom of this area. And once we're down here, we'll get a short scene before getting into a fight with Jenova-SYNTHESIS. Where are we? What's that? Jenova? It's coming. Alright, here we have Jenova-SYNTHESIS. There's the main body that has 60,000 HP. It also has 2 tentacles, one of which has 8,000 HP, and one has 10,000 HP. We'll use Big Guard basically just to give ourselves haste. We're not too worried about the damage that she's going to do because we're going to kill her before she becomes a problem for us. We'll use 4 times cut and slash all to do lots of damage, taking out those tentacles very quickly, and now we're going to finish off her main body. Do not use Knights of Round in this fight or you'll make the next 2 fights much tougher. Instead, just use your 4 times cut and she'll be dead in no time. Now, if you let this fight drag on for too long, she'll do a countdown. When she gets to 0, she'll cast Ultima that will automatically end the fight and you won't get the rewards like the 60,000 experience and 1,500 AP. And now there's going to be a few cutscenes and then we will be into the final fights. Light. A light. Is this light holy? Ow. Sid. So we're all here? Ugh. Sephiroth. Ugh. Is this Sephiroth's power? My body. I can't control my body. Ugh. My front legs. My hind legs. My tail's about to rip off. This is definitely not good. He's way out of our league. I don't know if I can go on. Cloud. There. It's there. Cloud? Holy is there. Holy Materia is shining. Aerith's prayer is shining. Holy aerith. It's not over yet. This isn't the end yet. We'll choose our party and it will consist of Cloud, Tifa, and Barret. All of our equipment is good. Now the game actually has you set up 2 additional parties. There's 2 reasons for this. Number 1, if party A falls, then party B will take over, and you basically get to use all of your characters in the final fight in 3 distinct groups. There's also a mechanic in the next fight where you can manually change groups if you want to, but it's not worth it. We're going to do it all with our first group. And now we say, let's go everyone. I don't like it. Maybe I shouldn't have come. I don't need Materia any. Nope, I still want it. This and that and everything mine. I'm never gonna give any up. I was frozen in time, but now I feel as though my time is finally beginning. Sephiroth, now it's your time to sleep for the ages. Aerith's memories, our memories. We came to tell you our memories. Come, planet, show us your answer. And Sephiroth, to the settling of everything. And here we have the fight against Bizarro Sephiroth, and this one changes a little bit in its difficulty based on if you used Knights of Round in the previous fight against Jenova-SYNTHESIS. There are 5 different body parts that we have to think about here. There's the main body, that is ultimately the target that we're going after, and once we defeat the main body, then the fight will be over. The main body begins with a base HP of 40,000, and it gains 5,000 HP for every character that we got to level 99. In this case, it's only Cloud that got to level 99, so its base HP now is 45,000. Also, if we had used Knights of Round in the previous fight with Jenova-SYNTHESIS, it would gain an additional 60,000 HP, which would make this fight take much longer, so that's why we do not use Knights of Round in the fight against Jenova-SYNTHESIS. There's also the head that only has 2,000 HP, and it gains 250 HP for every character at level 99. There's also the core, which has 10,000 HP plus an additional 1,250 for every character at level 99. The core, for the most part, is immune to our attacks. We don't have to worry about it so much. The only thing that it does is it heals the main body, but it doesn't heal for as much as the damage that we do, so it only postpones the inevitable without adding much difficulty to this fight. He also has the right magic and the left magic, which are basically the arms. They have 4,000 HP plus an additional 500 HP for every character at level 99. It means that basically one attack from a slash all will kill most of the body parts here, and then only the head is the thing that gets really revived throughout this fight. But our main strategy is just to use Big Guard on ourselves, that gives us haste, and then what we can do is we can use slash all to eliminate the body parts. And then what we're going to do is just mime that over and over again. You can also use 4 times cut and mime, but because with 4 times cut you cannot aim your attacks very well, you could be attacking the core and doing 0 damage every time. It's not the best strategy. I just like to use slash all, that guarantees that every target will be getting attacked, and if anything gets revived, we're able to just finish that off immediately when it comes back. This is a very easy fight. You don't have to worry about losing a lot of health or anything. Really, the main thing to watch out for is just getting hit with like a Demi 3, because that does gravity based damage that takes a percentage of your health off. But if that happens, you can heal up very quickly. We've got lots of things like White Wind, which will fill up our HP very quickly. If the person using it has over half of their health, you're basically going to get everyone back to full health. So it's very quick. Just go ahead and use slash all, and then just keep miming that with your other party members, or use 4 times cut and mime that as well, and you'll get through the fight very quickly. You may have seen that when we defeated body parts, it asked us if we were worried about our other party members and would change to different groups. Don't do that, just stick with your normal party. And now we're going to be into the fight against Safer Sephiroth. He starts with 80,000 HP and gains an additional 80,000 if you happen to use Knights of Round against Jenova-SYNTHESIS. He also gains 30,000 more HP for every character that got to level 99, and he gets additional stat boosts as well. He always begins a fight by casting Wall on himself, and that will reduce the amount of damage that he takes from both magic and physical attacks. We're going to use big guards so that we take less damage and also get the haste effect. Now you can see that he's got that barrier up now, and we're doing less damage than what we should, but what we can do is go into Tifa's magic command. Because she has the master magic materia, she knows every single magic there is, and we're going to cast a D-barrier on him, and that will allow us to do more damage to him. And then what we need to do is to use 4 times cut on all of our party members, and then we're going to just keep miming that, and we're going to do massive amounts of damage every single time that he attacks. Now he can do a few things. He can do normal attacks like this, and he can also fly up into the air, which would make him normally immune to our physical attacks unless they were long range. But we've already prepared for that because both Cloud and Tifa have long range materia on, and Barrett has a long-range weapon anyway. Fighting him in this way is very quick, and you're able to avoid a lot of his nasty attacks like Heartless Angel, which will reduce everyone's HP to 1, as well as Supernova, which takes an incredibly long time to cast, and it also does a lot of damage to your party. So just by using the D barrier at the beginning of the fight and then miming 4 times cut, you're able to knock out all of his HP incredibly quickly, and you can move on to the final portion of the game. It's just a lot of cutscenes followed by one very easy fight. So let's dive into that now. This is all we could do.
Wait, what about Holy? What's gonna happen to the planet?
That I don't know. Isn't the rest up to the planet? You're right. We've done all that we could do. All right, everyone. We did our best. That's it. Let's go home proud. What happened? I feel it. What? He is still here. Still. Cloud? He's laughing. Cloud! Now we have a scene where it shows Cloud traveling down through a series of tunnels until he gets down to where Sephiroth is waiting. There's been a long-standing question in the Final Fantasy VII community about, is this actually happening or is it just in Cloud's mind? And I think that it's a little bit of both, and I'll explain my reasoning here. We know that Sephiroth's will is holding back Holy, and that's why the live stream isn't able to work. And in fact, here you see the Holy Materia that is not glowing pale green, it's still white, which means that something is stopping it. We'll keep going down below, and we know that Sephiroth has control over Cloud's mind. And because of that, this next battle acts as the final culmination of both Cloud destroying Sephiroth's will that is still in the live stream, preventing Holy from activating, as well as a symbolic battle of Cloud defeating Sephiroth's influence over him. This final battle has a bit of a lead up to it in a dramatic fashion, and you can see that our limit gauge is slowly filling up throughout this, and it will be full by the time we get to do our first command. So what we can do is, even if we had not learned Omnislash already, it would be available at this point in the game, and we'd be able to use it and finish off Sephiroth, ultimately defeating him, his influence over Cloud's mind, as well as everything that's holding Holy back from activating. And now that Sephiroth is defeated, we'll get a little cutscene. You'll see him start to break apart, and there'll be what looks like a red life stream coming out of him. Pay attention to that. We also get the trophy called A Feat of Meteoric Proportions, that is for beating Final Fantasy VII, and we get the Gaia's Guardian Platinum trophy as a result. The life stream, or the manifestation of the planet's thoughts and will and consciousness, surround Cloud almost as if it's looking at him, taking into account all that he has done for the planet. It's judging, are humans really worth saving? And in this moment, you see that the red will of Sephiroth shows up on screen, and the planet decides to squash it and to kill it, which is what releases Holy. Lifestream? While Cloud's consciousness is still in the life stream, he begins to reach his hand up, only for Aerith's hand to reach down from the life stream, almost welcoming him into this afterlife. But before they can touch, he snaps back to reality because his body is still in danger. But it was at that moment that he realized what the true nature of the Promised Land is. It's not a physical place that you can go to meet someone, it's in the afterlife when you die and rejoin the planet. Joining the life stream, you can be eternally happy with everyone. I think I'm beginning to understand. What? An answer from the planet. The Promised Land. I think I can meet her there. Yeah, let's go meet her. As Cloud and Tifa climb to safety, we see that the center of the planet is beginning to change. The normally green Mako energy in the life stream is changing to that pale color, showing that Holy is becoming active. Hey, where is everyone?
Hey!
They all seem to be safe too. But now what are we going to do?
Holy should be moving soon. And that means this place will. Oh, Lady Luck, don't fail me now. As Holy starts to move, there's an earthquake causing the high wind to fall down from the top of the northern cave down to where the party waits below, and that provides them with a means of escape. It seems that Lady Luck truly has not let Sid down. The party quickly boards the high wind just in time because a gigantic burst of Holy erupts from the planet like a giant volcano, and that sends the high wind far up into the sky. But this is such a powerful spell that it starts to break the high wind apart, and that spells certain doom for our characters. However, as pieces fall off of the high wind, Sid reaches for the emergency lever, which will break apart the escape pod from the rest of the high wind, saving the party. Remember when we were in Calm and I showed you that there was a building you could go into with a tower to climb up and a window to look out, and I said that it would be showing up in a future cutscene? Well, here it is, and it also happens to be where our missing Marlene has been hiding out. The flower girl? Marlene rushes to the window to throw open the shutters and look outside, and as she does, she notices an eerie red glow, and as she looks to the right, she sees Meteor suspended in the sky over her previous home of Midgar. Meteor is significantly larger than the whole city of Midgar, and as it gets closer, giant red tornadoes pop up, and they start to go around the city, destroying all the nearby buildings. They converge on the Shinra building as blue bolts of lightning rain down, destroying nearby buildings, reducing everything to rubble. The once proud Shinra building is also destroyed, and the tornadoes work their way around the city, destroying the slums, knocking down the plates and the support pillars. It seems that nothing will be able to stop the complete and total destruction of Midgar. But just as the destruction is at its worst, there appears a small glimmer of light in the distance, and that is Holy rushing forward, trying to stop Meteor. As Holy approaches Meteor, it instantly dissolves those red tornadoes, and in a blinding flash of light, it provides a shield against Meteor crashing into the earth. It can be seen from miles away, even as far as Cosmo Canyon. With all of its furious might, Meteor begins to push through the barrier that Holy provides, getting ever closer to crashing into the earth and destroying Midgar. The Shinra building suffers more damage, and it seems that nothing will be able to stop Meteor. We go back to the Highwind escape pod and notice that our party is watching the destruction from afar and wondering what can be done.
Wait a minute. What's going to happen to Midgar? We can't let that happen.
I had everyone take refuge in the slums. But the way things are now,
It's too late for Holy.
Meteor is approaching the planet. Holy is having the opposite effect. Forget Midgar. We've got to worry about the planet. Holy cannot destroy Meteor, it can only prevent it from landing all the way, which doesn't actually get rid of the threat. As the party wonders what to do, Tifa notices something in the distance. What's that? Beginning as a small green dot in an otherwise dead and barren landscape, a green vine begins to snake out through the earth, and in its wake, all life is being restored as green vegetation grows where there once had been none. And then, all across the world, more and more streams pop up. Our other party members have never seen the life stream like this before, and they're confused by it, but Cloud knows exactly what it is.
What is that?
Life stream. From all across the world, waves of the life stream begin to pop up and start flowing their way over toward Midgar in order to intercept Meteor. At this time, people around Calm open up their windows looking out at the phenomenon that they see in the nearby town of Midgar as Marlene remarks, "It's coming." Bugenhagen once said that when Holy is active, the planet will give its answer as to its final judgment on the inhabitants of the earth. Everything that is good will remain, but everything that is bad will be destroyed. And which are humans? Humans and Shinra have certainly done lots of damage to the planet, threatening to kill the planet itself, but there are others like Cloud who have fought hard to save the planet. So, what is it going to be? Will humans be spared, or will they be destroyed as the life stream renders the final verdict? The perfect setting for this final judgment comes at the Shinra building, the source of the most evil aspects of humanity, and that is the point of impact for where Meteor is coming down. The game does not give us a very definitive conclusion as to what the planet's verdict is, for as all the points of the life stream come together, there is a blinding flash across the world, and we're left wondering about the true fate of the world, and all we have left is a prayer, the prayer of Aerith and the prayer of humanity. Are humans good and worthy of being saved, or are we too evil to be redeemed? It's not until after the credits play that we get a post-credit scene where we actually get the answer to that question. 500 years later. We see a vast and barren desert, and as the camera pans down, we see 3 figures running below. It is Red 13 along with 2 of his cubs. Their mother is most likely Danae, another one of his species, but isn't talked about in this game. However, she is mentioned in the game before Crisis, Final Fantasy VII, which was never released in English. Red 13, now 500 years older, looks much more like his father Seto, and as the 3 of them run across the wilderness, it becomes clear that the planet saved this species because they were the protectors of the planet and not destructive like humans. And as they get to the top of the rocky overlook, they look down, and as Red 13 roars, you see the city of Midgar, now covered in greenery, destroyed. And while there's no sign of humanity anywhere to be seen, if you listen very carefully, you may hear the sound of children laughing and playing, showing that humanity in itself is not all evil and hasn't been destroyed. And thus ends the story of Final Fantasy VII, at least for now. Thank you for joining me on this adventure. This is one of my all-time favorite games, and it was an absolute delight to be able to bring to you. If you enjoyed this series, be sure to give this video a like and also a comment down below. And to see more games and guides like this in the future, please feel free to subscribe. We'd love to have you join our community. I'll see you soon for our next adventure. Until then, thanks for watching and have a good day.